Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, December the 20th. We've got two topics today. We're going to talk with our friends from the Salvation Army in just a minute. But first of all, I want to introduce you to Jay Porter. And Jay is a graduate student who's working on a project exercising with diabetes. Welcome to Radio Friends.
Yeah,
Jay.
Thank you, Paul.
So what is the purpose of this?
Yeah, so kind of the main purpose of this is to understand how exercising the day before affects some blood sugar values in diabetics the next day. So
The next day?
Yeah.
It doesn't affect you the same day?
It definitely can, but we're interested in a specific value that helps diagnose diabetics in the morning when they wake up as having a high blood sugar. So we want to see how exercise the day before really affects that overnight period and into the next day.
If you exercise the day before, does it normally bring the blood sugar down or up?
Down. Yeah,
it brings it down, and then that's good,
yes,
right?
Yes, that's the goal. Mm-hmm.
How many people have been diagnosed with diabetes?
I think recent reports show about 1 in 10 Americans are diabetic, and even more are pre-diabetic or becoming close to that diagnostic stage.
How do you know, unless you have your blood tested, that you are diabetic?
Yeah, there are signs and symptoms. Weight loss is an issue, dehydration, constant thirst. There are a lot of issues that can be telltale signs.
Is that one of the main things? If you're losing weight and you're constantly thirsty, then you should be checked to see if you have diabetes or not.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, this study that you're working on, you are looking for volunteers, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We are looking for kind of the whole spectrum. We're looking at healthy people and overweight and people with diabetes to kind of understand timing of the day with exercise and seeing how that affects people differently the next day.
So you're also looking for people who do not have diabetes.
Correct. Yeah.
So what are the qualifications of folks who want to join your program?
Yeah, so qualifications, we have an age range that's about 25 to 65, so pretty wide open.
Okay, so I'm too old for that. So 25 to 55.
65.
Oh, 65. I'm still too old for that. Okay, 25 to 65.
Yeah, and then we have, we don't take people who are on insulin medication, but we do incorporate a lot of other issues. So we're pretty wide open to who can
So what are you expecting them to do then? If they join this program, what do they do?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different conditions where we have people exercise in the morning or in the evening or not at all, so that we can kind of understand how that affects the sugar the next day.
And how much time are they going to devote to this program?
Yeah.
Do they have to come in?
They will have to come in, and then we do have 3 nights they would stay with us at the hospital. So we would draw
3 nights a week?
No, 3 nights and you're done, and it would be about a month between. So
so they spend one night three times in the hospital.
Yeah,
and they're all wired up.
We're just drawing blood throughout the night. We're pretty good about being pretty quiet and letting people sleep.
Kind of like a hospital stay, though. You spend the night in a hospital. You know you're going to wake up several times.
Poked and prodded. Yeah.
But okay, so if people want to sign up for this, what do they need to do?
We have a research coordinator, Becky Schaefer, who you can call at 573-882-4517. We have an email at MUNEP, which is Nutrition and Exercise Physiology. Canale Lab at Gmail. So
all right.
That one's kind of long, but the phone number works great, and
Yeah.
she'd love to talk to you. We have multiple studies going on, so if you don't qualify for ours, you may qualify for others.
All right, Jay, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. Jay Porter. Now, again, if you want more information or you want to sign up for the program, it's 573-882-4517. Okay? And they'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. Now, as I mentioned, we've got the Salvation Army on, and we have two majors with us today, Major Jack and Nancy Holloway. It's a pleasure to have both of you here.
Well, it's good to be here.
From the Salvation Army. And here we are, just not very far from Christmas. You walked in, and I said, how's the Red Kettle campaign going? And you said?
I said it's going very well this year. We're at just over 50% of our goal, and so we still have a little bit to go, but we're doing well.
What is your gut feeling? Are you going to make that goal?
Of course we're going to make the goal.
Okay.
Of course we are.
You're say that. Now, your goal is you hope to reach it by Christmas Eve.
Correct.
But the campaign actually goes on past Christmas, correct?
Right.
It
Right,
does.
through January, actually.
Through the whole month of January? But the red kettles won't be out.
No.
They'll be on the street only until January.
No, the kettles stop.
Until December.
Right, the end of this, basically the Saturday before Christmas, that's when they stop.
Okay, which is what?
The 23rd
The
this
23rd.
year.
Right.
Okay, but keep in mind that you can donate to the Salvation Army. If you don't put it in the red kettle, you can send them a check, or you can call that 800 number. If you get a letter from them, call the 800 number, and you can make a donation over the phone. Just make sure you say, I want my donation to go to the
Columbia.
the Columbia branch of the Salvation Army.
Right.
Correct.
Right, and you'll get it. Now, how much are you hoping that you will raise this year?
$365,600 is the actual goal, and that's involved with kettles and the mail appeal and what we call white mail, which is just general donations.
So you get a lot of white mail or some white mail?
We will get mail where people just write a check to the Salvation Army and send it that way. They choose not to receive our mail appeals, and they might make a once-a-year gift or whatever, but they send it that way. Or they might be giving through Como Gives this year.
Okay. Will the Como Gives will also count for the Red Kettle Drive?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. How is this money spent that you take in?
The money locally here is used basically to operate our shelter because we have the 60-bed shelter, and we house single women, men, and families. We have 6 family rooms, or units that we call them.
Does that count the entire 60 beds?
Right.
When you talk about 60 beds, that includes the family units also.
Right.
Okay.
And then we have our food pantry, our social service, all of that we do.
Yeah, that's a lot of good for the community, and so many of these people that you are helping need the assistance not because they're lazy, not because they have not tried to help themselves, but because sometimes life just throws them a curveball.
That's correct.
That's very true. I have one family that I'm dealing with. She's a teacher. She's had to leave for her profession because of heart issues, has never had to ask before, and had to come in for Christmas assistance this year. Some of our families are working, simply do not make enough funding, and are still fall below the poverty guidelines.
Right. So if you want to help out, make a check to the Salvation Army, drop it in the Red Kettle, or call them and make your donation. Remember, it stays here in Central Missouri, and you're helping a lot of people who really appreciate it. And we do too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, and Happy New Year. All right.